Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at thatcologneguy, coming at you with a new review. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. This is the YouTube, a small yet spirited, independent YouTube channel that welcomes you to your weekend, and of course a Fragrant Friday for a few of you. I'm a little bit late, but I will get this out before Friday midnight. That said, hope you have a great weekend. Thank you very much for checking out my channel, for subscribing. I do have new content every single Friday. So this week, you've seen the title in the description. I am going to hold this up, but I'll explain why I have to just say it instead of showing you. This one is by Reyane Tradition, and it is Reyane. So I don't know if it's Reyane or Reyane. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, because I think it might be a French house, but then again, I'm pretty sure it's Arabic initially. So Reyane, you guys can help me there on the tradition. That's the house. So the name is R2B2 Star Gate. That's the name of this fragrance, and I would love to show you, but unfortunately, one minor criticism, minor critique that I have for this one is I bought a full bottle that I'm going to review soon by Reyane Tradition, this house. This is a throw-in. You know how they always throw in a couple you don't even ask for. This was a throw-in, and I had to go back and look at the actual tag that it was attached to, because within a day, just a little tiny bit of water in my bathroom, my toiletries bag that I take to the gym, completely wiped off all the text on this. So that's my minor criticism. I have a few minor criticisms of this fragrance or the company, but seriously, they are, in the grand scheme of things, ultra minor. I'm just being persnickety here. So I couldn't find out if this is an EDT or an EDP. I'm going to assume that this is an EDP. Please let me know otherwise if I am wrong. And also, this one is, right out of the gates, I want you to know, this is a dupe. Now, I want to come clean here, be transparent, and say I have not smelled the original. When I say the price, you will know why, because I'm on an educator's budget, so I'm, with peanuts. So this one the original is Oud of Greatness by Initio Parfums, and it is, sit down for this one. No, go ahead, sit down. This one is a whopping retail $435 for a 90 milliliter. That's, I think it's like 3 ounces on the dot, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, that's not even a full bottle. So like, whatever full bottle you have of any fragrance, look at it and know that's probably a 3.3 ounce, 100 milliliter. That's not even a full bottle fragrance for 435 smackers. That is just, I would have to donate plasma as often as possible at that point just to afford a bottle of that. So I have not tried that or sampled that, but pretty much uniformly online. I know for two reasons. Online, everyone said, yeah, this is clearly a copy, and then number two, I compared the note breakdown of both, and it's practically identical. So I cannot speak to how close it is to the original. I will say though that this one can be had for between $40 and $50. So again, you're looking at another dupe or copy or clone that is 1/10 of the price. I'm going to get a little ahead of myself and tell you that I usually take off a spray out of my 5 points. I take off a spray for dupes because they're not taking any sort of financial risk. I'm not going to do that this time. This is another one of those rare dupes for me that's not going to get dinged because of that. Because when you put out something that is immaculate as this for 1/10 of the price, I got to tell you, I'm not a fan of superlatives, and I will just tell you just right now, straight up, this is the best lavender-based fragrance that I've ever sampled. It is. The lavender, saffron, and oud mix are just absolutely exquisite. So let me look at the notes here. In the top, you have lavender, saffron, and nutmeg. So I'm a huge nutmeg fan. And then you have agar wood in the middle, but you know that agar wood is just oud. So they put agar wood, and then they list oud. So I'm not really sure why that is, because the base is so agar wood is the only thing in the mid, and then the base is oud, musk, and patchouli. And so this one is just another one that. The only real difference between this one and the original Oud for Greatness Initio Parfums is that this one contains oud not only in the middle, the agar wood, but also in the base. And that's the only thing I can come up with. But again, if you guys have sampled both of them, or if you own both, please let us know. I really don't care because, well, I care about what you think. I don't really care about how close it is to the original, only because I absolutely love this fragrance. I was very surprised by it. So let me. I usually go into some of the categories. Let me forego some of that for right now and just tell you the minor criticisms. I didn't like how it just completely, essentially just washed off. The print was gone within 24 hours. That's lame, especially for a sampler, because people are going to be taking that, traveling and such. So I actually had to, like I said, go back into the box and pull out the little piece of paper it came with to figure out what I was wearing. So I didn't like that. The other thing is, I'll just tell you, I love the first three. This is going to be a touchy issue. This is about as controversial as I get. I love the first three Star Wars films, and I pretty much hate all of them after that. But not for the hold on, because I know you like them. People get very emotional about Star Wars. I love the first three. What I don't like about the Star Wars series is that Star Wars fans will always tell you one thing. They'll sit down and they'll say, here's how you need to view the series. And they'll go like 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 9, and then 8, and in all these different ordering. I don't like any of that. If it's a true series, I want to watch 1, 2, and just make it sequential, excuse me. And that is annoying to me, and it's also annoying how much they get into describing the order in which you need to view the films. So no thank you. I'm going to take a pass on Star Wars. So the whole R2B2 thing is a little corny. Now this is a limited edition series, what I read. But again, you're probably going to say, are you really going to take off for that? I did not take off for that. I just thought it was a little corny, because like the bottle itself, as you'll see probably in the thumbnail, but if not, I'll put it here. But the bottle itself was kind of like a R2D2 robot looking thing, and they if that isn't corny or cornball or cringy or cringeworthy enough, whatever term you want to use, they also said this: it comes with cutting edge laser spray technology. So those shaving commercials when they have blades and they always say 5-blade new technology. It's a new modern system. And it's like, it's a razor blade, dude. You're just shaving your face. Same here. Same with this. It's cutting edge laser spray technology. As if that's going to put us, wow, oh my God, I need that. So that's a little corny, as well as the R2D2 nod and call it R2B2. And then, of course, the third one is the fact that the text is wet and comes right off. Those are the only three things that I can come up with, all subjective. And now the good news is everything else. This one, my friends, I seared. There's a little bit, but it doesn't come out. I seared through that thing in like 2 or 3 days. I am addicted to this fragrance. Seriously, the saffron is divine. It's the best. I'm not even a huge lavender fan, actually, and this is as I said earlier, the best lavender based, or lavender. I shouldn't say even based. I shouldn't say based. It's oud. I should say the best fragrance that has lavender in the top note. How's that? All right. So, because it's not a lavender-based fragrance. This is just outstanding. It's highly addictive. I find it intoxicating. I loved everything about wearing it, and there's no way I could do anything other than give this sucker a 5 out of 5 rating in my spray system. Don't usually give that out until later on, but I'm going to tell you now it's a 5. Usually what I do, if you're new to the channel, what I do is I have the elusive highly coveted bonus spray, so you can get a 6 out of 5 in my system. And usually when I start off with a 5, of course, and then when I dock or I ding you on some things, it'll take that down to a 4, 3, 2, 1. But in this particular case, and for dupes, it's very rare that they get anything higher than a 4 from me. But this one is definitely in rare territory. This one is outstanding, and I love the way it smells. It is not a linear it is a linear fragrance, excuse me. I find that it does pretty much smell the same throughout, and it lasts a whole hell of a long time. So this is another one of those. That's what I mean. I think it said French, but man, I feel like this is an Arabic fragrance. I'll add that either in the bonus feature for you, or I'll clarify in the ticker, that thing that runs by every once in a while while I'm in editing. But man, I got to tell you, this one to me is a 5 out of 5. I'm not going to dock a spray because it's a dupe, because that's offset by the fact that this is 1/10 of the price of the original, the one that it's copying. So if you're going to give me 1/10 of the price, but pretty much the same quality, I'm all in. So I am not going to dock it. And I'm also, of course, I'm not going to dock it for the whole Star Wars rant, because, I mean, come on, that's just completely subjective, of course. And it's rather tongue-in-cheek to begin with. And then, the text coming off the sample. These are meaningless things. I wanted to point them out, though. So in the end, 5 out of 5. Now, let me get to the categories. When it comes to projection, longevity, and sillage, I really love this one. That's what I mean. It's got to be an EDP. I just could not find it anywhere. I did find the nose, by the way. The nose is Nejla Barbir, and that is Nejla Barbir. So this is probably United Arab Emirates or Arabic. I'll look that up. And then it's Nejla Barbir was the nose behind this fragrance. And so when it comes to longevity, projection, and sillage, just outstanding. Really ridiculous. I really loved wearing this one. It was an honor to wear this one, and it projected 1 meter or 3 feet for definitely 8 hours and then some. So I'm going to say 8+ on projection. The longevity was into double digits, so it's 8 to 10 for me, but closer to 10. And that's, again, coming from somebody who is, number one, is in high heat, lots of humidity, and I'm coming in and out of the outdoors. And then the sillage, or walking past people leaving a scent trail or a scent bubble, is going to be another one that is outstanding. This is for the brash. This is for the bold. This is not one of those fragrances where you say, I wear fragrance for me and I want something that's subtle and close to the skin. I'd be careful with something like this on a romantic night in. So if you're in close quarters for an intimate encounter, I'd be careful with this one, because this guy is definitely for more of a date, more of a night out, where you're looking for projection and someone to be able to pick that fragrance up from further away from just right next to you. So for the office, if you are in small boardrooms throughout the day or all day cubicles, I would definitely be careful with this one. It is more of a nighttime, sexy, masculine, romantic fragrance. But I wore it to the office. You can, of course. You just have to, again, make note of the fact that it is quite potent. So all systems go. Green light when it comes to those. Now, when it comes to the gender, this one to me is I found it to be quite right in the heart of the center, right in the heart of the masculine category. So this one is technically marketed for men and for women, but as far as people owning it, having it, and it's their signature scent, I'm going to go 80-20, actually. I feel like this leans, not even leans, I feel like this is in the heart of masculinity, and so I'm going to say how it plays out in the market will be 80% will be men and 20% will be women. A woman could wear this. The saffron is nice. I personally wouldn't think, this wouldn't be the first thing that would come up to me, you know what I mean, if I were buying a gift for a woman. This fragrance to me exudes more masculinity. Just my opinion. So I'm going to go 80-20 on the gender breakdown. Age, I do feel like this is another one. This is kind of a brash, bold, cocky, confident, actually confident but not cocky. How's that? Confident, clearly masculine. So I'm gonna go 25 and up. I don't see too many college bros rocking this one. I think this one is more of a distinguished gentleman. So I'm gonna say 25 and up. It's certainly not an old man's fragrance. It's not even a mature scent, but I just like the word confident. So I'm going to go 25 and up on the age. And then season, this one would be, for us, it actually would be a fall winter. But I do not think that this would be too cloying in the high heat, because I know that it isn't, because I wore it in the high heat and it did great with incredible humidity, actually. So with about 95 to 100 degree temperatures, with, again, 95, 98% humidity, very, very hot weather, I was able to wear this, and I did not find this too cloying at all. Very impressive for Oud as one of the main notes in this fragrance. So I tip my cap to them. Now so those are the seasons. Let's see, versatility, man. Any event, any place, anywhere, you can rock this thing. This is going to be, I mean, I'm just going to bypass the whole versatile category, office, that day night. This juice rules. This juice rocks, and it's got a lot of confidence and flair and brashness that I love. I really bought into it, and in fact, I don't need it, but I'll probably get a bottle of it eventually. Because it's just that good. So, and I would love to sample the niche one and be, feel like a rich guy for a day or a couple days, and check out the Oud of Greatness by Initio Parfums. Until then, though, I will be happily rocking this juice. So I said, of course, I said that this one gets a 5 out of 5 for me. I am not going to dock it a spray and give it a 4 because it's a dupe. In fact, really, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to say the only real things that keep this from getting the elusive 6 out of 5, because it's basically a perfect fragrance, the only things I can come up with is it is a dupe. It can't be a 6 because it is a copy, a clone. And then, the things I said earlier, the R2B2 is a little corny, and the cutting edge laser spray technology. It's a limited edition though, so that's really cool. But this one is a rock solid 5, an impressive 5. Usually when they throw in a sample, it's usually like ones that they don't really, they want to kind of get rid of, or they're not that great. This is certainly the exception to the rule. I was very much impressed by this and incredibly blown away, actually. So 5 out of 5, not even close, for R2B2 Star Gate by Reyane Traditions. So these are faux sprays. You can see there's some left, but there's nothing. I tried before I hit record, but so these are going to be bone dry. I'll just go one on each wrist, one on each side of the neck, and one on shirt, but these are faux sprays. Boom. Yeah. Boom. 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 And boom. Man, what a pleasant surprise this was. I can't wait to review the actual one that I bought. Imagine if this was the throw-in, I loved it. Imagine the one that I bought. So I really have a ton of fantastic, great reviews coming up. I'm super, super excited. I'm so honored that I get the privilege to wear some of the finest fragrances on earth, and I get to sit here and review them with you. What a privilege that is. And I really appreciate you guys sticking around till the end. I will triple check on where the house is from for the 8 of you that make it to the bonus feature. And always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Okay, so I did some more investigating, and here's what I can come up with on the Reyane traditions, or the Reyane, or Reyane, Reyane, and some suggested it was a house, but when you click on Fragrantica on the link to it, the link is broken. So I went back, I did some investigating, and it looks to me like this is a particular line from a house called Parisis Parfums. and so it's like it's like Parisis, like Parisis, Parisis, so Parisis Parfum. And it looks like, and it has an Eiffel Tower as the emblem, and it looks like, obviously French based then, of course, in Paris, and it looks like a house that centers on making dupes, like inexpensive dupes of very expensive niche fragrances. This one is a particular line called Reyane or Reyane tradition. That's what my understanding is, because they had 3 or 4 categories. That was one of them. So I guess it's a French house, but I would say, to me, this one really, I'm surprised, because if it is, because it really does fall in line with a lot of the Arabic and United Arab Emirates houses that I've been reviewing lately, where they make these incredibly just outstanding fragrances on the cheap that are oftentimes a dupe or very close to something niche. So that I guess that's where we stand. I guess it's French in the end, but if you guys know anything more than that, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next Friday. Take care. Kind of the anti-YouTube YouTuber, because I know I'm supposed to do the sweet spot is 7 to 9 minute clips, or at least it used to be. Now it's probably reels, probably like 1 minute or whatever, shorts, and you're supposed to put them out every 48 hours to keep viewers. I just have this little tradition. I love to put it out once a week. I love to do a monster session and really just sit down and have a chat with you. I do not use any sort of scripts. I have an extensive set of notes that I make throughout the week, and I just really enjoy reviewing one fragrance. It's not the sexy way to go around getting a lot of subscribers, but I'm just happy with what I do. It's a lot of fun.